name is Eslinger, and I will be your instructor for the hypnosis certification course. Now, we're going to move into figuring out how she uses her dominant senses. So looking at that dominant sense, I'm going to walk her through a guided imagery and having her eating a lemon. What I'm looking for as I walk her through this process, which does she use most? Hearing, sight, touch, smell, or taste. So we're looking at her 5 dominant senses. Extremely important, because when I start working with her in her imagery and her suggestions, if she's not dominant in hearing or using her hearing, then I don't want to use an imagery like, you know, you're at the beach listening to the waves come ashore, listening to birds, or listening to music. That's why this is so powerful and important. So now I'll demonstrate that for you. All right. Okay, Savannah, all you need to do now is just let your eyes close gently. Thank you very much. What I'd like for you to do is to just imagine or pretend that you're at home and you're in your kitchen. Now I want you to look around the kitchen and pay attention to what you see, what you hear, what you smell, and what you feel, meaning touch, kinesthetically. Wonderful. Now I'd like for you to just walk over towards the refrigerator. And as you're walking towards the refrigerator, you may or may not hear your footsteps on the floor. And as you get to the refrigerator, go ahead and open the door. You may feel that cool flow of air that comes out of the refrigerator. You might even have heard that little hiss sound that vacuum seal makes when the refrigerator opens. But in the refrigerator today, whether you normally have one or not, there is a lemon. I'd like for you to reach in, take the lemon, and hold it in your hand. And as you're holding it in your hand, pay attention to the texture, the temperature, the size, the shape, and the color in your mind. And now take that lemon over to a place where you normally cut up fruits and vegetables, and take out your knife, and from end to end slice that lemon in half. And now slice it again, making a wedge. And pick up one of those wedges. And just bring it up and smell the fragrance of that lemon and see what it might remind you of. And now open your mouth and take a big old bite of that lemon. Just pretend you're biting right into that lemon. You can taste and feel the juice as it squirts across your tongue. Yeah, you can remember that, can't you? And now when you need to, go ahead and swallow. And once you've done that, now you can open your eyes. Okay, I want to ask you some questions, no right or wrong answers. What did you see in your kitchen?
My fridge, my countertops, my sink.
Okay, so now I'm going to check off that she uses her vision, which most people do, because that's 35% of your visual cortex makes up your brain. Or 35% of your brain is made up of your visual cortex, I guess is a better way to say that. All right, tell me what you heard in your kitchen.
My footsteps, a door opening, and the slicing of the lemon.
All right, very, very good. So we know she uses her vision and she uses her hearing. So using guided imagery for her is going to be very, very easy if we go to the mountains, go to a stream, go to the beach, wherever we go. Now what about, what did you smell in your kitchen?
I didn't really smell anything.
Okay, didn't really smell anything, so I would not say smell the salty sea air or smell the flowers when I'm using imagery with her. Now we've talked about hearing, we've talked about seeing, and we've talked about smelling. So let's talk about what did you actually feel touch-wise?
I felt the cold lemon and the cold breeze from the fridge.
Okay, cool. So she does use that sense. So if you were at the beach, you could say feel the cool breeze, feel whatever it is that you're going to use. If you wanted them to say be walking in a mountain stream, you could feel the coolness of the water, coolness of a breeze, any of those types of things. Especially if you're working with pain, where you're going to allow coolness over something that's considered to be a burning sensation. So we've done very well. Now you notice I've saved taste till the last, and I do that purposefully, and we know from the way she smiled and the mouth configuration that she made that she actually could taste that lemon. So explain that to me. Tell me about what you experienced as I asked you to taste the lemon.
That sour feeling.
Could you feel it in your jaw, like in your parotid gland? All right. So that's very important, because what I want you to understand here is just from that thought, you created a biochemical, physiological response. So your brain did not know that you were thinking about eating a lemon. The brain actually thought you were eating the lemon, so it went through the same processes. Now you could tell that process in your parotid gland, but what you really don't understand is, or what most people don't understand, is your stomach gland your stomach's making changes, the liver's making changes, the pancreas is making changes. All the parts of your body are now getting ready to digest that food that you just ate, in the same way that the salivation started, because you had to swallow. So the way that salivation started. So that's very good. So this is important, especially if you're working with pain clients, because now you can talk to them about how a thought creates a biochemical physiological response. Extremely important as we move into the science of hypnosis. Thank you. Bye-bye.